Action.
Mr. Excitement and Shark Tales, right?
Yeah, that's shout out to Jeff Ensign. He thinks we need to change our name of our show to Mr. Excitement and Shark Tales. Woo!
He's in Indiana now, right?
Yeah, Ensign ditched us to go be a rich and famous professional race car driver in Indiana, while us hobby racers just mess around on weekends.
Yeah, he's cooler than us.
He's a modern day, not a modern day. He's a throwback. He should have been racing 100%. In the 60s and 70s. But anyways, night 2 of the Vermille did not disappoint. We have a lot to digest tonight.
Yes, there was a lot that went down.
So first, we're just going to get rid of what we did, which was I tried racing the vintage cars, and we got a lecture from Mike Arangioretta about how there was 3 of us that were going to go out and gas it up. And he says, I just don't want you guys to be idiots. Use your head. If you come up to a slow car, one of you's got to be the bigger man and lift. Well, one of the 3 wasn't a bigger man and did not lift, and he ended up trying to kill a guy in a non-cage car. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Jason York. It was the guy in the 56 Walt Ross tribute car, Randy Baldrini, a gasser back in the day. I don't know. We won't name names, but it was Randy Baldrini. And he Bigfooted this car on like lap 2.
Oh, man.
And then we come out of turn 4 and the checkered flag's out. So me and York are just kind of staying out there. We're going to get one more lap in just for the hell of it. And then Rat come running out on the track.
Yeah, saying, get off.
He flailed on the backstretch, and I could hear him. I got open exhaust, no mufflers on my car, and I could hear him yelling. So that was it. We were done.
No receivers on the
no receiver. No, huh? We didn't have receivers back in those days. I mean, some of these cars don't even have roll cages. Jimmy Sills was out there with a leather helmet and a T-shirt.
Pretty impressive.
So we weren't wearing receivers, but you were good. I almost thought for a minute tonight you remembered how to drive again.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you.
3rd quick, 4th to 2nd. Why am I saying this? You say it.
You should have been a part of qualifying, dude. It was so sketch. You guys both know whenever the sun comes down, like right in the middle of 3 and 4,
and you can't
blind.
see. Yeah, you just can't see
nothing. Well, there's a big hole there also.
Yeah, it looked gnarly.
So like right when you're blind, you don't know if you're about to hit a hole or you're under it or above it. Like, it was sketch. And yeah, I ripped luckily I drew an early pill, went out early.
Who drew you an early pill?
Jimmy. Yeah. He
Shout out Jimmy Wall.
You.
I know.
Yeah.
Jerk.
So
if I was driving tonight, he would have drawn me last.
Jimmy Wall hooked me up. Went out early. Yeah, did a good first lap, and the second lap I tried to be a hero and go around all the holes, and it didn't work.
Did you look at the board and see that you had a good time and try extra hard your second lap in turn 3 and 4?
No.
You didn't do that? I do that.
I actually tried too hard in the first lap, and 1 and 2. I was like 4 tires in the fluff, kind of like you in the vintage race.
Yeah.
And then
I did that. I actually, to backtrack, I was going to mind my own business, and I was going to be 4 wheels above the cushion, just have fun and avoid the slower cars because they are slow, and mind my own business. But Randy Baldrini didn't. Anyways, back to you.
Yeah, so qualified 3rd, then went from 4th to 2nd in the heat race.
Yeah, it was good.
We were actually like really sporty.
And I actually thought for a minute you were still trying too hard in 2nd. I thought, time to calm down. There's no way anybody's going to outpoint you with 3rd quick and 4th to 2nd in the heat. Just don't F it up and get your ass in the dash.
So shout out to Steven Tyner, because yesterday, like, I think he thought I was about to cry like after the heat race. Like, it was so bad.
Tyner don't make Becker cry.
No, he wasn't going to make me cry. He's like, Becker, like, what's going on? Like, Shark needs help. So he came over, like, put super tune to the car, like try to help out, like thank you for all your input and help and everything. So
you felt he made you better tonight too?
So he was with us all night, and then doing real well. But
he helped you remember how to drive.
Well, it's funny because after the heat race, he's like, dude, you got to get on it on the starts, and then now you're telling me, dude, you need to calm down a little bit. So what the hell? What are we doing here?
Okay, here's what you do. You try hard on the start, and if it works, it works. After you get out of one, you get through 1 and 2, and if it works, good. If it doesn't, settle down.
Man, I thought I did that.
Well, the track was ragged, so even normal laps were kind of gnarly looking.
The cushion was gnarly up there, like it was insane.
So I enjoyed tonight, just hanging out watching. It was fun. I enjoyed watching you guys drive like idiots. I had like 25 chocolate chip cookies for lunch because I didn't give a shit how I felt today. You know, I'm real big like Jerry Rice. You know, feel good, look good, do good. That's how I whirl on race day. I would never eat 25 chocolate chip cookies on race day.
Okay.
Today I didn't care. It was great.
You kind of did race though today.
Wow, it was vintage. I was racing Jimmy Sills in a non-caged car with a leather helmet. You can eat 25 cookies.
All right.
Main event time.
Main event, yeah. So we were in the dash, started third, fell to fifth. Main started fifth, was running fifth, and then they reworked the track.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, it's going to be super fast, like hooked up. I had the wing in the trunk,
Yeah, it was
like
back far.
early on.
Yeah.
Well,
Looked
so
like Williams Grove.
Then I don't know how many laps we went, but had a yellow, and then everybody comes pulling up on me like, hey, you got a flat tire. I'm like, so I think we probably had a leak in the left rear tire.
Okay.
Why I needed the wing back early, so yeah, had to pull off. They already kind of said everybody like we don't have time for courtesy
We were
laps,
pushing
so,
curfew tonight.
Yep.
Because the vintage
Again.
cars took up too much time.
Yeah, all your 2 laps. So I pulled off. They restarted. Luckily, had a yellow immediately after, so they were able to change my tire and went back out there.
Yeah, that
and
was a timely caution for you.
Yeah, that worked out, but kind of somewhat saved the night. But we didn't do much like past a handful.
Oh,
of
it was
cars.
gnarly. I was watching, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I'll just put words in my own mouth. But I watched how those guys raced tonight, and I just sat there and thought to myself, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Like, there's a lot of times, like at Chico in particular, like if there's nothing on the bottom and you're just kind of ripping around the top, and the only way to pass is slide jobs, like, yeah, that's not my bag either.
There's slide
unfortunately.
jobs, and then there is just get the F out of the
Oh,
way.
really?
Here I
Was it
come
bad?
job. That's what tonight was. They weren't slide jobs. They were get the F out of the way jobs. And I think when Selzy got by you, you had a run on him, which I thought you could have done a legit slide job, and it would have been close, but I think Dom's smart enough to kind of, check up and let you in.
Yeah.
But you, I won't say chickened out, but you thought like,
Yes.
oh man, I'm not sure this is going to work.
Yeah.
And you
Damn
half-ass
near
spun out.
yeah.
And then 4 or 5 cars got by you, and that kind of screwed the whole rest of your race up there, and then you're screwed.
Yeah.
So let's see, I want to say Sanders might have moved Copeland for the lead, and then I think, well, you don't know this, I'm watching this.
I was
Kyle, I
behind.
think, moved Sanders for the lead, and then somebody moved Copeland off the track. I mean, wow. I mean, it was insane.
Oh, I can't wait to rewatch this then.
So yeah, you know what else you should rewatch?
What's that?
The USAC race.
Dude, that was entertaining, and
Yeah.
then the interview afterwards.
Ooh,
was
the interview.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the sprint main, the non-wing main. I went actually to go look at the car that Randy Boldrini ran into, and I got sidetracked.
Beautiful Miss Kim, I believe. Like
I got
had some-
sidetracked.
had
I went
some
to go look
drink
at this
for
old
ya.
car, and I bumped into somebody with some water directly from Tracy, California. It's just clear, crisp, potent water. And it made me enjoy the races even more. It was a real hoot. But the non-wing race was just off the hook, and the interviews afterwards were even off the hookier.
That's sure a word.
And we just happen to have somebody who might have some insight on these interviews.
Buddy.
So this is probably like, come on in behind us.
Okay.
This is the first guest ever on Shark Tales with Andy.
I'm gonna stand up. I don't
It's
like crouching.
Drake Talk with Dirt York,
Yep, that guy.
Mr. Flo himself.
Yep.
So tell us about those USAC interviews.
They were something. I remember that much. Thank you, Miss Candace. Yeah, now I feel official. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't go that far,
yeah,
but you're
they-
on the show, so
they
just
were-
appreciate.
Yeah, I feel very honored to be in the company of these two. But yeah, I mean they were crazy.
So the microphone, I mean, I was excited. I mean, I knew the shit was hitting the fan, so
Oh,
I got
it
on my 50, and I rode down there to hear it, but I
you
couldn't.
were on flow. We saw you.
Yeah, I was
I
on
saw
flow.
you down there. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
know.
oh,
We made eye
Forsberg's
contact.
about ready to get
He's
into
doing
it.
this interview, and Drake's looking at me like, "Oh shit, what am I doing?"
I was
But
like,
tell
"Oh,
us
no."
about it. I mean, because I already seen on Facebook that I think Flo has sort of already edited this the interviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they bleep it? I haven't
I'm
watched
not
it
sure.
yet.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to say that. I saw it on Facebook, so it must be true. But
Must be.
what was the question you asked, and what kind of answers did you get?
I asked Damien. I straight up asked him what happened, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, I can't say word for word what he said, but yeah, he got the fans talking, and then I kind of."
Were you expecting that, or were
Oh
you
no,
expecting more?
Because these two have had a history, so
Well, and
I
Damien-
saw Brody in second. I'm like, oh, this is it's about to get interesting.
I don't think Damien runs on Nitro
Kinda
24/7.
does,
So
yeah.
I think as
He's always been that way.
an infield announcer or pit reporter, you need to be ready for certain people like that.
Oh yeah,
So he was on the Rev Chip for that
No
interview.
doubt.
yeah,
Yikes.
It was entertaining.
yeah.
To say the least.
So
It was interesting.
how did he explain how he passed Brody?
I don't know. I honestly couldn't hear him that well because people were just booing the entire time.
Really?
Like it was a split. It
But
was a split,
half,
really.
Right? It's like a he's like a divider of rooms. Like you either love
Especially
him or
in
you
Northern
hate him,
Cal.
kinda like
Now,
a
if this
DK.
happened in Paris, it would have been a different story. But especially out here, you know,
Okay,
because he's
yeah.
been out here.
So
in
what
the
would
past.
they appreciate it at Paris, or would they not appreciate it at Paris?
I think he can get away with what he likes there at Paris.
Really? Wow, okay,
Because he
that's
wins there
interesting.
all the time, and people like him out there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So
Well, from what I saw, I mean, this is just Mr. Me with a little bit of Tracy water in my system. I felt like Brody might have snookered him on a start because they have a little different start than the wing cars.
Yeah, because I was confused. Like he had him Brody was second, had him pass by the flag stand. I'm like, that's a jump, right? But they have different.
Yeah,
rules,
I believe
apparently.
it's just the turn 4 cone and it's on.
yeah,
Brody got by him, and then I would say the move that Damien put on Brody is something that I might have done to you. You remember when we went go-kart racing at the Nevada
Of
Sierra,
course I did.
and we got kicked off the go-kart track?
We sure did.
Yeah, that you saved that move for the last lap before they tell you to get off. I just punt people. So that's kind of what I thought Damien did to Brody.
plus hurrah type thing.
Yeah, like, hey, we're at the Grand Sierra. We're going to get kicked off. Our 5 minutes are up. Let's just punt everybody.
Regular stuff.
But instead, it was not the Grand Sierra. We were at the Vermeil and racing like legit sprint cars.
Yeah.
But yikes. And then Brody was pretty fired up. He's kind of a mild-mannered
Oh, yeah.
gentleman.
He
and
was pretty mild-mannered on the microphone. but-
mild-mannered, but still dropping F-bombs?
Well,
Yeah.
if you compare the ratio, I'd say Damien has him beat 20-1.
Right.
Still, he
There's a
mild,
lot of bleeps in that one if this was real TV.
he mildly mannered dropped some F-bombs.
Right. He
It was
didn't-
one.
It's funny. Was it one or two? Because he
It was one.
apologized after the
He
first
apologized
one. I thought
after
he slipped
one.
another one in there. Though.
Yeah.
Started another one, I think.
Oh, man.
It was interesting.
Only
yeah.
at the Louis Vermeil, people. You
Yeah.
gotta come here.
Dude,
Hey,
it-
this
You
is
gotta
where that
witness it.
rivalry brewed over a few
Come on.
years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys
at this
remember.
track?
No, not as
Oh.
Calistoga.
Calistoga, yeah. So
the event.
they got into it, and the USAC officials deemed whatever Damien did was BS, and they black flagged him.
Yeah.
And Damien would not get off the track. So
Had to red flag
they
it.
literally red flagged the race to get his ass off the track. So,
And then
and
there
I was
was-
in,
yeah.
I was right in the middle of that too. So I might have been on flow that night too.
Oh, that was before Flow.
Andy, you're
Before they
always
came to
got
USAC,
your
it
nose
was the
right
year
in
before.
there.
So would we have speed shift or
It
what
was
was that?
Speed Shift back then.
Okay, it had to be on something.
Yeah. It was on Speed Shift. Yeah.
You know who else was in the middle of that was Shayna Ensign. Yeah, no, she was all over that too. I think she tried to fight Damien that
I
night.
can see that.
I'm not kidding you. I think she did. Yeah.
I believe that 100%.
I can
And
see it.
I was there eating it all up, man. Great stuff.
The
When
Louis
I,
never disappoints.
when I don't race, it's so fun just to enjoy. I was sitting with Paul Baines. Paul Baines was down there. There was a lot of wing guys that hauled ass out there to see what was
They
going
knew
on.
what was
And
gonna
we
go
were all
down.
sitting there like, this is the best thing we've ever seen.
I keep telling you that about non-wing, huh? Do you believe it now?
Well,
Your wife,
yeah,
though,
no.
but I
No,
think
the
you guys
racing
still
was
like it.
good, but I mean, we do shitty things to people too on the track, but nobody ever acts like that in the interviews. Speaking of winged interviews, the guy that won the dash tonight threw up on the front stretch.
You sure did.
How does that go on? I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I
like.
must have not been there for that part because I think I walked across the infield as they were doing it.
Oh, so you didn't do the interview for the NART?
No,
guy.
Alan
no,
handled
it was
all
the
the
Jim.
NARD
Oh, so
stuff.
Jim Allen got puke on him. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't tell me that part.
Do you think he got puke on his cool? He always wears those fancy Nikes, the color
Yeah.
coordinated
I didn't
shoes.
ask him about it. I didn't know what happened until after.
Yeah,
the
so
race.
Sanders apparently, I don't know if he drank too much. If he
No,
had the
he's been sick.
brown bottle
apparently.
flu, or so legit sick.
Legit sick.
Well, let's not throw him under the bus just yet.
Right.
Like, I mean, we could say he's got COVID, but you know what? No.
I'm gonna get fired after this.
You are allowed in 2021 to still get sick and not have COVID,
Amen.
right? You can have a
Absolutely.
cold.
No
You
doubt.
can get the flu.
Yeah, it's still.
You don't
that's
necessarily
still a
have to have
thing.
COVID. So all you people out there that say he's got COVID, time out. He could just have the normal flu. There used to be a flu before COVID. So
Simpler times.
back in 2019, before COVID, you just got flu and you still went racing and puked in the front stretch. Now I have raced sick before.
I
I
have
think
to
you
for
have.
sure. 100%.
It's not fun. I've never puked at the racetrack though.
I did that once.
So Sanders he won tonight.
And then he won.
Yeah,
Holy
he won-
shit!
Yeah, he did that and then won. So
Maybe I
think
should try to get
he
COVID
lined
and
his
race.
load. Yeah, he lined his load before the race. And,
I'm not
it worked
saying he
out.
had COVID. I'm joking. Okay.
No, but he drove a great race tonight.
Those
wing
guys were
sliders were
going
gnarly.
at it.
Yeah.
The track rework was worth it too. I was a little worried we weren't going to make curfew, and came
They
in 4 minutes ahead of schedule.
I don't know if the track rework. I mean,
think
it kept
helped.
it from rubbering up, but it was still
Right.
the same raggedy old cushion.
Yeah.
Where you just held on for dear life. What'd you say? Oh,
Don't repeat what she
Ask Greg
said.
how the cushion was.
How
was
was
the
the
cushion?
cushion?
It was gnarly, dudes.
No, it was like
It was wild.
big, but then it got hard, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
tend to do that, don't they?
Yeah, the bigger they get, the harder they get. That's what I
Yeah.
heard. Yeah.
what are you guys talking about?
I don't know. We're talking about the gnarly cushion here tonight.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't out there for more
Yeah.
than 2 laps. All right.
Sorry someone drove under your car last night, buddy.
Oh, no, that wasn't my fault. You
No,
know,
I'm just saying I'm sorry about your life.
Bud did. I mean, not like he apologized, like, oh, I'm so sorry, but he did apologize for last night. He admitted that he kind of chopped me, and I said, you know what? He was doing what he had to do, and just shit happens. I mean, at this point, I'm 45 years old. I've thrown enough fits in my life. I don't give a shit anymore. So I would have appreciated if he didn't chop me and not crashed me, but well, I did. So, you know, the one thing it did do is it proved to me by watching tonight that I don't need to be here next week for the Outlaws, because those guys are going to drive even more crazy than what I saw tonight.
Yeah.
So I'll just run my 360 this upcoming week at Gold Cup, and that'll be that. Do you know what you're doing? Do you have finalized plans?
No, I haven't heard anything official, but I'm assuming we're definitely here for the 360.
Okay.
Like, I'm not thinking we're doing the Outlaws. Like, 2 14th place finishes with King of the West might not.
Yeah, that's kind of what I told my guys last night. You know, we were good all night, and we started in the front row, and then we were dropping back. And it's like, well, if we can't even stay up front of a NARC race, and no, it's not like, oh, NARC sucks. I mean, these are some hitters, but you're just going to have all those NARC guys on top of 10 or 15 legit World of Outlaw guys. So why buy the membership? Why buy the Outlaw tires? Why put yourself through the headache? So anyways, we're going to try to have some
We'll
fun
see.
next week.
Yeah, we are.
And, or this week. It's now this week.
It's
It's
now
past
this week.
midnight, so it's now Monday.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. So I would say entertaining, successful for Mill.
I like it. Yeah,
Um,
good stuff.
Entertaining to the fans, maybe not successful for us.
Yeah.
But and this guy right here, I think, has got probably the interview heard around the world tomorrow morning.
I doubt that.
No,
that's
dude.
gonna make top 5 on Flow.
Yeah.
I hope it
Yeah.
does.
Flow top
We need
5.
some good publicity for me this week.
Flow top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Ooh, I like
No,
That would be a record
I don't
center.
think Chet does that, man.
Chet.
I'm just hope Levi doesn't fire me after this. I know he's texting mom, and yeah.
Levi.
Yeah.
Levi, I don't know if you remember, but you took me out one night at
No,
Paris.
no.
No,
he
you
didn't.
did.
He didn't.
No, he did. He was driving for Scott Bennick in the 2B car. I was
Let's
having.
not call out Bennick either.
I was having a legit. It was a twilight race at Paris in February. I was down there in my old piece of crap slant tube car, and I was
Love you,
running like
Levi.
third with 4 laps to go, and he dumped me.
Why
the
did he
big
do
bad
that?
national guys.
Why would he do
Oh,
that?
I was down there. I had my open trailer, and here comes frickin' Levi Jones in his big old trailer, and he's gonna wear out little Andy Forsberg.
Little.
Little old open trailer Andy.
Whatever.
Do you think? Hey, do you
Drake
think
thought
Levi
it was
will
his
watch
dad.
this show?
What's that?
Do you think Levi will watch the show?
I don't know.
I would tag him if I knew how to tag, but I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
He might remember Paris, so he might not accept your Facebook friend request.
That's good, because I'm not requesting him to be my friend. Because I'm maxed out. I'm so cool. I got 5,000 friends. That's why I have Andy Forsberg Racing. That's where all my extras go.
Oh, good to know.
This guy doesn't even have Facebook. Have you
Yeah,
ever
I don't
even watched
know
one of
what
our
you guys are
shows?
talking about.
Have
No.
you ever even watched one?
No.
Lisa's watched.
Lisa's no.
You're in it. Why
Yeah, we've done it.
You gotta watch it.
You gotta rewatch and make sure you look cool. Like, oh
No,
man,
you
next
have
time
to
I'm gonna
watch
put
I
it.
never look cool. I know I don't. Look
Hey, I even
cool.
got my shades
Yeah.
on. Hey, my future's so bright, I gotta wear shades.
Yeah, you do. Dude,
Okay.
Are we gonna
At this
cruise
point,
around
your
Night
career's
Rider?
like-
Oh yeah, so Candace has this pimp ass black golf cart, and we have the Knight Rider light, and it's legit, it's not fake, and
It's pretty real.
we got the soundtrack to go with it. So if you see a pimp ass golf cart rolling around the campsite, it's Candace in the Knight Rider, David Hasselhoff tribute golf cart. Okay, that's it from like the 12th annual, 13th. Oh man, almost got it. 13th annual Vermil Classic. I think this year was a success. Hopefully it comes back. Hopefully at Calistoga. I don't know if that'll ever happen again, but if not, Chico, California was pretty good. So that's it from the Vermil. The next time we will be talking to you will be Gold Cup 60.
Oh, that's
Not your deal?
I haven't made. It is my deal.
We're pushing 70. I'm going to say
I've-
67.
I've got to make it past showcase this week. That's a
brother.
later in the week deal for me.
Crash fest, bunch of little kids crashing over each other.
Whatever.
And then we get to see who's going to run over us in 5 years.
Right?
Good for you,
Yeah.
Andy.
All right. Guess
What
what?
do you mean over in 5 years? It happened didn't it happen at some point this year?
No, I'm saying we go to Cycleland and we see the future
Oh, okay.
drivers that eventually will
I
be
see what you're
running
saying.
over us in a couple years if we're still racing.
I see what you're saying.
So, guess what? This is your first and last ever episode of our show.
It was an honor. I made history tonight.
You're
so.
darn right it was an honor. All right. Good night.